Hi everyone, welcome to week 3 of our finance class. I hope you're learning a little bit and enjoying it. And I appreciate your discussion posts. They've been enlightening and I just really enjoy getting to know all of you and looking at your diverse backgrounds and experiences. That's been super fun listening or reading all those. Um, Getting through some phone calls with you, and it's been really nice also talking to a lot of you. And I'll be continuing those phone calls. So if you haven't heard from me, and if we haven't connected, please know that that's on the way. And if you don't pick up, don't worry. You don't have to call me back. But if there is anything you'd like to talk about, please give me a call back. Okay, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to share my screen and we're going to go over this week's assignments for week 3. I'll also be touching upon your assignment. Two of your assignments are going to be really similar, so I wanted to talk to you about those two. One is assignment 3 and the other one is assignment 5. So I just wanted to make sure you saw both of those that were coming. Okay, I'm going to share my screen. All right. So we're going to be looking at week 3, and you're going to be looking at your book. You're going to be reading chapters 5 and 6 in your book and doing your self-tests and looking at the property tax dilemma. And this is really interesting because this will explain to you why, or make clear, you might already know this, but how California schools get funded. And it's really important to know that of how we don't get our money the year of that we get it the following year. And there's just so many different components to that. And so I'd pay particular attention to that because when you do get a school budget, you can't predict from the year before what your funding is going to be. It was pretty much the year before that. It's all formula funding. So, and also the negative budget presentation, be looking at those because anything with a negative budget, you have to, your budget has to be certified every year. And for instance, the San Diego districts have to certify their budget with the San Diego County, and the San Diego County Office of Ed certifies that all the budgets are okay. And what that means is that they take all your expenditures for the year, and they project that, then you put it into what you're going to spend all your money on. So let's say a person, you're going to pay for 10 people. Those 10 people are going to cost you $1 million. You have to make sure you have $1 million in your account to pay for all those people for the full year. And that would be giving you a positive, you would be, you're qualified, you would have a budget that qualified then if you have that money in your account. You can't spend money in your account that you have designated to something else like people or anything like that, because then you would go into negative. So it's really important to pay attention to some of these things so you'll see why we do the things we do. I'm going to jump over to your first assignment that's coming up. And this is a little bit confusing, so I want to point some things out. You're going to be putting together as if you're going to be presenting. I'm going to clarify this. You're not actually going to be presenting in week 3. You're going to be putting a presentation together and sending it to me. So I will be seeing it as if it's a presentation you're doing, but you're just going to be sending it to me. So I'm going to clarify that. You're going to be putting together a presentation, but you're just going to be uploading it in either via link, or if it's a PowerPoint, you'll be uploading the whole document, or however you present it. Make sure that when you do upload your documents that I have access rights to them. Sometimes I don't do my grading until late in the evening because I have to get done with my other jobs first. So sometimes I don't do that till late in the evening. So if you want your grade in a timely manner, please make sure that you share, all your sharing settings are allowing for anyone who has the link to to access. Okay, so here's your rubric. I grade on the rubrics, meaning I actually look at where it says here, I try to get people to have all of the 6 points possible so that we're looking at highly developed. So make sure that if you want to always get the best grade in these classes, make sure you're following the rubric for the top points. And this one here is you're going to be doing a presentation and you're going to be making sure you're following that one. So I'm going to click on your assignment. Oops, actually this one here. Actually, this assignment, let me go back to it for a second. I apologize for digressing, but this assignment is where you're going to be interviewing an administrator that's already in the position of overseeing some type of finance. It could be your principal, could be someone at the district office, and you're going to be interviewing this person twice. So you could do you could do one interview where you're asking all of the questions of that person that's in your rubrics, or you could be doing two separate interviews. It's up to you. If you think you get enough information out of your first interview, by all means you don't need to set up another interview with that person, but you have to have as much information to answer all the questions. And maybe it means that you do an interview face-to-face or Zoom to Zoom interview, and then later on you go in and ask them to answer a few more questions that you might have in order to complete your presentation. And I'll tell you something, and I've taught this class enough. I can't remember how many times I've taught this class, but I can tell right off the bat if somebody hasn't done their homework. And I'm going to be honest with you, it's because this stuff is very complicated. And you can tell if you're going into a project, and you can tell if somebody's done their homework or done their interviewing, because you can't, it's complicated stuff. So please make sure you're following this rubric when you're actually doing your assignment. Okay, I'm going to go back to so that's your assignment. That one is due the end next Sunday. So not this Sunday, of course, but it's due a week from this Sunday, and do turn it in by 11:59 as in all your assignments to make sure you get all of your points. Okay, and your discussion posts are due as well. So again, going back to your assignment number 1 and your assignment number 5 are really similar. So I'll go back to that one. Your assignment number 5 is, so this is your assignment number 1. It is you're going to be doing you're going to take the role of a site administrator presenting your school site budget. Okay. And I'm going to click on assignment number 5. Assignment number 5 is, again, it's really similar. You're going to be taking a look at your school site budget. You're going to interview your principal, how they plan and prep for the new school year. So it could be one and the same. So, but you're going to be going deeper into the second on assignment 5. So you'll be going deeper into your assignment and your questions. So what I would say, highly suggest is that before you interview anyone, before you jump into your assignment 1, is that you look at both assignment 5 and you look at assignment 1 and see if you can, where you need to, how you need to structure your interviews. Okay, so I'm going to go back to, I'll go back to week 3. So week 3 is straightforward. Make sure you're reading these articles, reading them, and make sure you're doing discussion posts. Okay, so the next thing I have for next week, next Thursday afternoon, I believe I put it, and I'll make sure I give you the right time right now. Next Thursday afternoon at 5 o'clock, I have set up office hours. So I will put out a Zoom link in our I'll put out in our announcement, and I would just like you to come on, and we're just going to talk finance. We're going to talk budget. We're going to talk about being an assistant a principal, and you having a budget. But we'll also answer any questions about any of the assignments you have in this class. If I can't come up with an answer, sometimes I can't, and that's unusual. Then what we'll do is I'll make sure I get the answer back to you. I'll keep a pad of paper right next to me, and I'll write down your questions. And then the questions that are asked, I will send out to everybody else. So if you can't make it, because this is purely optional, if you can't make it, I'll make sure that you have all the same material, that everyone has the same material and the same answers that were asked at the meeting. Okay? That's all I have, and have a wonderful week, and looking forward to getting your assignments next week, but also looking forward to talking to you. All right, bye-bye.